Hey, so I'm out here going for a walk with my babe. I'm going to show you some clips of me trying to run and start my exercise journey. But also I just want to take you through this nature walk. It's so beautiful. There's probably going to be some dogs barking at us. Different things we'll encounter on the way. It'll be an adventure. Just like a little vlog and tell you how my weekend was and how things are going for me postpartum. So we're at the point where I'm going to turn ourselves around and head back, and I'll keep chatting. I'm doing it. Here we go. Alright, so I'm out with the babe. It's a beautiful sunny day. I'm trying this new camera. We'll see if it works. I have a filter on it to help with sunlight. No idea if it's the right one. Experimenting. So I hit 6 weeks postpartum this past week. I'm feeling super good, and I want to try a little jogging. I tried like a few paces the other day and I was like, okay, nothing's moving. Everything's going into place except for the need to wear a nice sports bra, so got that on. So when I hit the trail up here, I'm gonna try jogging just a little bit. I'm gonna like pick something in the, forefront and in front of me and just say, okay, I'm gonna try to make it to that spot. And then when I get there, I'm gonna just walk. So just kind of like walk, run, and see how it goes. And it also just depends like how bumpy the trail is. Some of these sidewalks they're paved, but they're bumpy. And so it's not the most great feeling for the stroller and for the babe. So we'll see how it goes. Let me flip you guys around and show you. You'll probably hear someone weed whacking in the background. Great. All right, Linky, are we ready? When we get up here to the path, we're gonna do a little jog. Okay, it's not so bad. Might have to tighten the cast a little bit more next time. Good thing I bumped in breastfed right before we left. But I can do this. Alright, pushing a stroller and filming and running at the same time is hard, but I can do it. So, alright, I'm gonna run just around this corner and see how we go. Let's do it. Good job, Linky. We're doing it. It honestly feels really good to move my body like this. I think without this stroller it'd be much easier. We'll try that next time when my hubs is around. Sneaky. Alright, so yesterday was an awesome day. I have been really the one who's been mostly taking care of our newborn overnight, which my husband's been doing amazing taking care of our two older kids. And so, however, the overnights, the sleeplessness, being constantly attached to a newborn, it's tough, even though it's the thing that I want to be doing most right now. But my husband recognizes that and is like, hey, Friday night, he's like, I'll take the baby overnight and we'll have you sleep, and then I'll hang out with the boys on Saturday. So our daughter's with grandma this week, which is so hard. I'm like, oh, she's gonna have a great time, but it's hard to be away from her. But anyway, so he has one less kid to worry about this week. So he's like, just take the better part of Saturday for yourself. So of course it's hard, as you know, or maybe you're learning as a mom, especially if you're breastfeeding or doing breast milk, to get ready to go out means preparation, right? Making sure there's enough milk, pumping right before you leave, bringing your pumping supplies. So all of that had to be done, but regardless, it was still awesome. I actually put on my makeup and did my hair. I texted my husband after I left. I said, thank you for taking the baby last night. I slept even though I had to get up and pumped, which was great. And this morning's already amazing because I did my hair. So that was lovely. So then I got my nails done. So I got my, I don't know what I would say, my Kayla color, which is teal, and they had sparkles. So I was like, obviously what I'm getting. And then I got myself punch pizza. If you must know, my order is a Toto and a punch salad. So good. Like, so good. And I couldn't have prosciutto while I was pregnant, so being able to eat that, I was like, life. So amazing. All right, let's quick turn you around. I'm here and I can see the birds. So So after I got punch pizza, I went over to one of my favorite coffee shops, and I was waiting for a friend. I actually invited somebody to come out and have coffee with me, which is great. I'm super extroverted, so it's not like unlike me to do that, but since having kids, it's just harder to coordinate that or to feel like I actually have the energy. But what I realize about myself is that being extroverted, I actually get more energy once I'm in those situations where I'm being social. So even if I am tired and exhausted like everybody else gets, it's to my benefit to say, like, that's how you feel right now, and once you get out there, you're gonna feel great. So don't worry about it. So I met a friend for coffee, and his coffee shop has coffee flights, and I got the Bridgerton flight. So good. It was a mix of tea and coffee. I'll put like pictures and descriptions of what each one was, but I was super excited to get that, and my friend got the summer edition, summer flight, so that was really fun. So it was great to meet up with this friend, and we had a lot to talk about. It was great. I mean, I feel like there wasn't any awkwardness. We just kept talking, and one thing we got on was like community and how important that is. So one reason I'm starting to post more on this channel and like just be more raw with this footage and talk more about my journey of like what my life is like is to build community and actually like know the people that I'm talking with online instead of just like feeling like I'm talking at a camera. I just have to stop and share that these birch, if they're birch, I believe, are my literal favorite tree. Another thing we were talking about is just like our personalities, feelings, thoughts, emotions, and I know it's a really deep coffee day. But something that I was reminded of that one of my leaders at work has told me is like, sometimes emotions just are, like feelings just are. You don't have to label them as good or bad. So if you're going through a postpartum journey like me, or you're in the mess of motherhood, or your career is in an exceptionally hard or transitional time, I just wanted to share that sometimes we just like let ourselves feel how we feel, and instead of overanalyzing it or picking it apart or wondering if this is how I'm supposed to feel, is this legitimate, just remember like your perceptions are your reality, which means you can choose how you want to frame your thoughts and feelings, but sometimes you just need to say they just are. They're not good or bad. I'm just going to be and exist with how I feel right now, and maybe that's okay. And eventually you'll find clarity as you keep moving forward. Sometimes we just feel like we have to label everything, and sometimes it's hard to articulate that, and we're not able to do it, and it feels frustrating, or it stops us from taking the next step because we're stuck in the analyzing. So I just want to offer that. That's something that I remember if I'm like in my head too much. Just, your feelings are what they are, and that's okay. And keep taking steps forward, even if that's just being, because just being you, existing the way you are, that's enough. That's totally enough. So I guess to summarize, I would say, number one, if you're postpartum or you're a mama and you are struggling, or you're just like, want to put yourself back out there, find some community, whether it's with another person in your neighborhood that you see walking. Like, get brave and say hi. Are you home? Would you want to walk with me? Look on Facebook for groups. Invite a friend that you've been wanting to ask to coffee. Just do it. You'll feel so much better, especially if you are energized by that type of thing, or you're energized by having one-on-one, deeper relationships with people, which I know is more of what an introvert would like. Number two, just realize, like, if you're going through some hard times and you feel like you're feeling the feelings, that's totally normal. And don't feel like you have to label them as good or bad, because that inner dialogue that we have, that self-talk, really is what is telling our subconscious to tell ourselves. And so consciously we have to make that choice to say, it just is. And maybe reframe in a more positive way. And the third thing I would say, kind of talking about my fitness journey, is just start small. I have, there's a triathlon pro that I follow. Her name is Jackie Herring. And somebody asked her on her Instagram stories, like, what's the best way to get back into shape after kids? And she's a pro and has won world championship. And she literally said, just start going for walks. Walking, basics. And I'm like, amen. So that's what I'm doing, and then slowly easing into jogging after 6 weeks, minimally. You can do it too. And just know, my baby's starting to cry, that not every walk is going to be perfect. Your baby's not always going to stay sleeping the whole time, and it's okay. It's normal. You got this.